for you, like, what was that moment for you? Is like to figure out your personal brand, because the personal brand like took us everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So what was that moment for you to connect that dot to say I can scale it doing this?
Yeah. I think it started when I just I tried it the other way, right? So when I first wrote my first book in 2009, it was called Mind Right, Money Right. So this is my first book I wrote in 2009, right? Young Ash, you know what I'm saying? Right? And so it's called Mind Right, Money Right, 10 Laws of Financial Freedom. When I wrote this book, inside of the book, it's like the hip hop version of Think and Grow Rich. So I talk about 50 Cent in here. I talk about Jay-Z, Oprah, Michael Jordan, all that stuff, right? But if you look at the cover, right, I didn't represent what I should have represented. Why? Yeah. Because when I was listening to other people were like, yo, so when I came out, right, in 2009, there was only Dave Ramsey and Susie Orman. There wasn't as many financial gurus or people teaching about money as there is right now, which I'm proud of, right? I'm proud that there's so many of us now, teaching about financial education because we need more, right? We need more. It's so much like it's so much that we need in this space, that we need more people teaching about it. But I literally listened to somebody tell me that, yo, don't wear a baseball cap, or don't dress in a t-shirt, or don't do this because nobody's gonna take you serious, right? And so I just mimicked what Dave Ramsey did. Dave Ramsey had the blazer and a shirt with no tie. So I said, I'm gonna do that, right? And so for me, I like, and I would go to different organizations, I would go to different television stations and try to pitch this idea to them, and nobody was, nobody cared, right? I even literally had a producer once tell me that Black people didn't care about money, right? And so I tried, right? I tried to do it the button up way, and it didn't work. It wasn't until salute to Kev Childs, Tiffany Childs. It wasn't until I wrote a column in Don Diva magazine, right? If you know, you know.
Shout out to Kev, yeah,
right?
That's a big dog, the big homie.
Salute to the big homie, you know what I'm saying? Right? Salute to the big homie. You know what I mean? Bronx, Harlem, if you know, right? And so, they gave me an opportunity, and I had a column. I think I started the column 2011 in their magazine. It was called Ask Ash Cash. And I would just give financial advice. And it was at that moment that I realized that if I just be me, right? Like, don't throw the suit on, don't pretend, don't code switch, become yourself, and the love that you're gonna get is gonna be crazy. So my book sales went up. My influence behind the wall, right? Because they had the sticky pages. So now I'm talking to the homies behind the wall as well. So my influence behind the wall went up. It really just took my brand to the next level. And so that was the moment where I was like, all right, this is the brand that I'm gonna stick with, because at the end of the day, and this is why I call myself the hip hop financial advisor, right? Because I'm a hip hop guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I started listening to hip hop. I was 7, 8 years old, listening to MC Lyte, Big Daddy Kane. You know what I'm saying? And so fast forward, that's all I listen to now. And so how can I mix, right? And I coined the phrase hip hoponomics, right? So when you think about my most popular books, you think about the Wake Up Call, or Hustlenomics, or the Illmatic Investor. You know what I'm saying? Like I am. You know what I'm saying?
That's fucking brilliant, bro.
You know what I'm saying? I am the king of hip hoponomics, right? I take hip hop, I mix it with economics, and it's worked for me on such a high level. That's you know what I mean? That's how I figured it out.